Young Money, yeah. I know way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year. Who the f are y'all? I swear it feels like the last few nights. We've been everywhere and back, but I just can't remember it all. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh yeah, that's right,
I invested my last in John and it changed my life forever. Over the last 7 months, I made $143,000.
Boys, we're in the spot, waiting a couple minutes to let my food digest, and then I've got some clothes that are drying. Cry, touchdown, in the building, crying because we're gonna go train legs. You know, that's not his strong suit, but today it's gonna be. Today, it's gonna be. We got injuries, bro. We got injuries. Cry got leg injuries, hip injuries. He got a bicep injury. I got injuries everywhere, but we're still gonna get it done. A couple more guys are touching down as we're speaking, and then we got a private chef dinner at the mansion tonight. You gotta bring your drone. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that'll be so sick. It's gonna be good. So we're gonna head out here in about 5 minutes. I'm carved up. I'm ready to train some legs. We're gonna have a fucking hard leg day because I've seen the way you train legs. We gotta do it. Let's go. Huh? We literally trained legs last time with George, and I saw your quarter reps. Okay, I saw them. Okay, unless you've been improving, I saw them. All right. Today you look big. You look big. Your arms look big as shit. You look bigger than me. If you want to be embarrassed, you can do it, but you know. All right, I'll see you guys there.
Oh yeah. Check this out. I get mad zooted, I got this bad thing I recruited. My passion is a movie, I say fuck her cause I screwed up. I stay on Miley Cyrus everywhere I go, I'm screwed up. I know my Texas niggas got my back and that's for sure though. Sippin' on Instant Pain like it's Tangerine. We ain't never gon' get this fucking life up. I know them boys say they get to the money over there, baby. Trust me, these niggas not like us. I put charisma in my lingo when she fell for me. I gave her realness and that's all she gon' get from me. On the fire superstar, I'm straight up out the hood. I just did a dose of Percocets with some strippers. I just did a dose of Percocets with some strippers. I just poured this lean in my cup like
we're on the way to the house right now. See all of the boys, everyone's coming in. We've got a private chef coming through to cook up and bless up the mouths of some young hustlers. And oh my gosh, it's always the old white ladies. And bro, guys, so my license is double suspended right now because low-key, like, it's pretty immature. Like, I should just go, but I just hate, like, going to the courthouse here. Like, bro, no one is helpful. Nobody speaks English. You have to, like, I have to, like, do this thing online, submit it, take it in person. I already paid for it, but, like, I haven't taken, like, the submission note in. And so I got pulled over, and I thought I was cooked. I wasn't even speeding, but apparently my tag was hanging, and he was like, it's just sus. And he literally, by the grace of God, like, the Lord was watching over me because I wouldn't be able to speak at the event if I got pulled over. I probably would have gone straight to jail. And he was like, just show me the registration. Didn't ask for my license, anything like that. Just showed it. He was like, okay. He was like, yeah, it showed up as white because it was wrapped white before, and then now it's red. And then I showed him that the base color was silver, and he was like, okay. And he looked at the VIN.
Which literally never happens.
Literally never happens. Like, name one time anyone's ever been pulled over, and the very first thing they're not saying is like, give me your license, like, hey, can I just have your registration? He's like, the car is yours? I was like, yep. He was like, okay. I was like, oh, okay, thank you, sir. But that was a blessing. But yeah, just had a great workout with Michael and Cry. As you guys saw, Michael was really just showing me his appreciation. It was super cool. He was telling me how, he was just like, man, thank you for doing all of this. Thank you for the things that you do. And like, bro, I say all the time, like, I crave feedback more than anything. Because you would think, like, the higher you go up in, like, levels of your life, the more feedback people are giving you, but actually the less. Because people think you hear that all the time. It's like, the more in shape you get, you think people are always complimenting you, but like, the more in shape I got, like, no one really like said anything to me, right? And like, it's like the more successful I become, no one really like tells you, because they think you hear it all the time and they think you're cocky, but like I crave feedback more than anything. And most people, like, they don't give me feedback. They're like, oh yeah, it's just good. And just hearing like real actual feedback is just so nice. And bro, these events are my favorite thing ever. I can't wait to have a bunch of you guys, my subscribers that have been watching me for a long time, pull up to the next ones that we have. But a little bit of traffic, but we're ripping the Rari. Dope ass house. I can't wait for you guys to see that as well. Chef tonight, sleep tomorrow, wake up in the morning, gym with all the clients. Then we start our speaking sessions at 2. We've got some cool people. Austin Dunham, one of my best friends, Jared Robinson. It's like an 8-figure. He's got an agency that literally manages 8 figures a year in revenue. Austin Dunham's been on YouTube since I was like 7 years old. Trey Madrici, founder of LinkMe, he literally built a company to a $200 million valuation. Absolute beast. I'm gonna speak. My boy Jason's gonna speak. George is gonna speak. Super excited for that. And then tomorrow we have one of the craziest yachts I've ever seen in my entire life. 2025 Future and Post Malone. We're renting that shit like a week or 2 ago. It's nasty. Half of these guys have never even been on a yacht before, so it's gonna be so sick. So let's go have a blast of a weekend. I'm excited for you guys to see the info. If you're new to this channel and you're like, why is this video like 2 or 3 hours long? It's because literally some of the mastermind talks are inside of this video. You need to watch it and treat that shit like it's education, because people literally paid $5K to be at this event, and they're gonna get their money's worth times 10. So really excited.
Good job, Turbo. Good job.
I thought I told you time and time again, this shit won't stop. I bag it show by show, I'm trying to triple and double the pot.
Finally meet you, bro. Let's go. How was y'all's trip?
Good.
Good, bro. Thank you, bro. We got the chef prepares something specifically for y'all, so we're gonna be good. Yeah. My boy.
Good, bro.
Big dog. How are you, bro?
Good, bro.
Good to see you.
Chilling. Nice seeing you too.
Hi.
Hi.
Wonderful to finally meet you.
It's good to meet you.
So there's got to be just like rooms everywhere. So our first Miami house was dope. This one's much cooler. But just wait, the next mastermind is going to be the biggest house we've ever done. They did a really, like from a business standpoint, they did a really, really good job of taking like a small lot and putting hella bedrooms. It says beware of alligators, so no cold plunge in the morning. Bro, if we can't do a cold plunge with the alligators, are we really men?
We're not, we're dweebs.
Let's do a cold plunge in the morning. Seems like cold plunge with the alligators, baby. So if we don't cold plunge in the morning with the alligators, we are just certified. we're certified pussies, bro. We're soft as fuck. This would be a dope spot like to have in Miami as well. Like this would be a nice, you can fit a bunch of people. Yeah, this is super nice. I'm gonna take a video of this. Let's play volleyball.
Volleyball, you know where I'm at.
First shot, better be cash.
Ass. Oh, I'm posting up back at the top, brother. We're not playing full court.
You don't.
You're slow.
I'm not.
You're slow, doggy.
I'm busting his ass.
Good.
Oh! You fouling, man.
I'm not fouling, bro.
Fuck it.
How are you? I know he's nice in basketball, bro.
I play basketball.
I haven't played since I was 9, and he's being like, "Oh, I'm beating you."
It's 2-1.
It's 2-1.
How are you?
I'm taking
Good,
it
bro.
easy.
Good. How was your trip?
It was good.
Fire. Let's go. We're excited for you to be here. This is my boy Chris, absolute beast.
What's up?
I gotta look up 3 feet to say what's up to him.
Yes, sir. The form not bad.
Oi. Holy.
See, I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy you get to feel good for once, bro. Like, yeah, there he goes. Getting a little warmed up. He got his offer correct now. Now he's scaling, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
He got his offer.
Huh?
What I got?
You gotta go to Target and get some toilet paper, bro.
Gotta go to Target for no reason.
Per use. Think I need some toilet paper, man. I'm not sure. Let's see where the store take me.
It's gonna be. Alright, dog. I'll admit it. You're good at playing with the balls, doggy. You're him with the balls.
Almost everyone is here. Pretty intimate event this time. We only have like 10 people. Then we have Simon, Jonah, George is gonna pull up. We've got a private chef inside. House is super sick so far. I thought there was gonna be more like parking space. So our next event we're gonna have, I wanna make sure there's like a massive yard and a ton of parking space so we can fill it with a bunch of supercars. But everything else checks off. It's super cool. Let's head inside. Obviously, we got the Rari. Gonna bring the TRX tomorrow. It's a very nice like use of space. Obviously, it's an Airbnb, but cool little seating area outside. Best chefs in Miami. What's the name drop for anybody in Miami that wants private chef service? Chef Booster Catering. Sweet. We'll put the link. We'll put the link up. I'll ask you for it after. We'll put the link up. But he's come through and he's cooked for us before, and it was wonderful. So obviously we had to call him back out. So what I did is my client Michael brought his wife Lacey, and it's the only woman here. So I just gave them the master bedroom. I just thought that'd be super cool. They've got a balcony out here. Check this out, man. Boom. Check out this closet, dude. Like, this is sick. Psh. Who else is giving their clients stuff like this? This is crazy. Like, oh my goodness, check out this shower. This is gonna be, like, this is super, super cool. They're gonna have a blast in here. I mean, I didn't mean it like that, but. And then, boom, tons of bedrooms, tons of space down here. Like, the utilization is amazing. Another little living room down here. You guys can see. Some of them, there's like just king beds in. Some of them, it's like doubling up. Like, people like Cry and people like Sam. But there's so much space. Almost everybody's going to have their own room anyways. Check that out. Man, this is so sick. I told the guys, if we don't cold plunge in the morning with the alligators, because there's alligator sign, we're just not about it. So we're definitely going to cold plunge in the morning with the alligators. Probably not. But man, like, this is such a nice utilization of space. They did a really great job out here. I think you should, I mean, this is what I say. Like, I'll give you like a very harsh example. Wes Watson is like literally made all of his money after he got out of jail because before he went to jail, he was like making $1 million a month selling drugs, right? Like, beat the shit out of somebody for like not like fronting some like coke, whatever, went to jail, got sober, read a bunch of personal development books, got out, built his entire brand on like, yo, be sober, like doing drugs for pussies, like understanding himself. He's made so much money that recently he's like, everyone can tell, bro. He's like mad skinny coke. He's doing like, what's it called? The bracelets? Yeah, this like Hispanic witchcraft, like with all these like chicks, like you can see the beads around his arms and stuff. It's super, super weird. Dark place, but yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's why he's hanging out with the strippers like all day long. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, just getting to the point where you like post it is one thing, but like, it would be fine because literally there's no rules, right? There's people who like, that's the life that they want to live. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right to use your platform like that. And I think because he's contradicting himself, it won't be good for him. But if he started to talk now about how, you know, he's been so stressed, he's broken, and he's using these as the outlets, and now that he has money, and he just created some type of, just like, started to show and not like hide it and act like he's hiding it when everyone knows. It would, yeah, it's kind of like lying and contradicting yourself. It's because he feels bad about it. So if he really didn't feel any conviction, he wouldn't be fighting people and trying to hide it. He'd be like, this is my life, right? So the same thing with you. So I say, like, it doesn't matter what you do. The second you try to hide it, you're hiding a piece of yourself, and it's gonna show up, and there's gonna be things in your content that you don't show, don't talk about, and you're not truly you. So like literally, if you genuinely feel like when you smoke weed, it doesn't affect you, and maybe it like helps you recover, opens your mind a little bit more, and does this stuff, and you genuinely feel like that, talk about it. There's no like, oh, because like even with me, like I did my phase of waking up at 4:25 every single morning. It doesn't serve me anymore. And I was so scared. I literally thought, after I'd been in Miami for like 6 months, I thought if I stopped posting my push-ups, I was never gonna get a single sale ever again. Genuinely. And then I realized, oh, like I'm in a new stage, right? So like, I think if there's any things, like talk about it, because that might be the one thing that makes people be like, oh, this guy's different. I've never seen this side before. This is cool, right? So genuinely, if you feel no conviction, you feel like that's actually something that helps you, each person has a different method, you know? Now, there's some things that it's like Mario or Galaxy where I would ever be able to smoke a bong with my dad. That'd be cool. If my dad asked me to, I would so, because he's like, I've never even seen my parents drink alcohol, right? Blessed for that. And that was kind of the reason why I was so wild when I was younger, because I was like, oh, you guys are missing out, da-da-da. But like, I can't relate with that on any level, so I can't tell you, oh, like, here's how it feels. But that's the thing that makes coaching so special, is like, once you just say, here's me, everything, because you'll be surprised at how many times, like, you not talking about that thing also makes you overthink, like, when you're on a vacation, not showing something. When you're, going out on a date, not showing something. Like, this is what Jake Seals has done. I had to literally do like 5 calls in a row with Jake where I told him the exact same thing until he finally was like, I was like, bro, post your girlfriend, post your relationship, post the things that you're going. And he could not crack 25K a month. He came to me at 10, we took him to 25. We would do a call. He would do something for 1 week and then stop. And then he finally like broke the barrier, started literally posting if you see what he's talking about now, it's like, it's actually genuinely him. He's living like there's no rules constricting me from what I can talk about. Showing my relationship with my girlfriend. We're out on a date. We're doing this. All the fighting battles. And then boom, 60K a month immediately. So the biggest thing is just like, and it's the hardest battle, but it's like knowing like what's actually authentically me and what's me trying to make myself like be like someone else. What's me trying to make myself, feed my ego. What's me, or like what's me actually just staying true to like, here's what I feel like I should do. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it's not like I'm sleeping. I'm waking up early. I can't wait to move back to Georgia. I'm gonna try and wake up every single day around like 5 or 6. It's so hard in Miami to do it just because there's like you don't even go eat until 9 p.m. and it's very, very difficult. But it's like I feel like my best self when I'm up in the morning at 4 a.m. That's when I get the most of my work done. That's when I'm like the hardest on myself. That's when my mindset is the best. That's when I feel absolute peace. There's not a single other time. When it is 4 a.m, I go outside, it's cold, the birds are chirping, it's quiet, but I hate going outside in the morning at 4 a.m. In Brickell, it's still nice, but like in Georgia, bro, trees, woods, I feel like I'm the only person in the world. It's like that lonely, it's kind of depressing, but that gives me like drive. Like that's, exactly, that makes me be like, I got to get this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's very private. That's my favorite feeling in the entire world. I can't wait for that, bro. I can't wait to go back to that. But it's just about knowing yourself, bro. And then like momentum compounds on momentum. Some people it takes 12 months. Some people it takes 3 months. I also think it's about like what kind of success you've had prior. So like, for example, like Bennett probably had more money in his bank account than I did when he bought from me. Like Bennett told me he had like multiple 7 figures, like just invested in the stock market. When he bought my program, I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But so immediately he already went through like his development arc of like building skill, getting over limiting beliefs, getting doors slammed in his face, knocking doors when he didn't want to, all of those things. So then he just took that like straight into content. Sam, for example, the guy that's on the way here, he did door-to-door sales, managed the sales team, and he's taken so many calls online that it's like he has 2,000 followers. He's just ripping high-ticket piffs. But it's like it's because he's already gone through that like development thing. And then I have people like, you have some Michael, for example. immediately like started making money in these clothes. He doesn't have as much of a development curve because like your development curve was at the previous company that you're at. But then if I have a guy who's, you know, he's like, there's never been that like, oh, okay, I see like, you know, perfect. That's why it took me so long. I didn't have anything in my life. I wasn't a straight A student. I never got crazy good grades. I never did anything. So I had to like prove to myself I could do it. And that's why it took me 3 years instead of, and then some guys, you know, they pick it up so fast. So there's that. And then there's also guys where it's like, they genuinely like don't have a single other choice, like Cry. Like literally, like there's no other choice. It's either like you're the biggest failure. And that's where like massive growth comes from. Same with Peter. Peter literally, I don't know if you guys have seen it, and I just spent all the money in my bank account on this dude's program. I don't know what like he looked genuinely terrified. You could see like that's back against the wall. And he just fucking made it happen. That's what like the coolest thing ever. But long enough time horizon, if you give yourself 12 months and there's no up and down. Now I see some guys will like be consistent for 3, and then they'll be in their head for 3 months, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 9 months." It's like, no, you've been doing it for 3. Because every time you restart, every time you stop with your consistency, you have to restart again. But if there's 12 months of like absolute nonstop, it doesn't matter if you're missing like freaking 3 chromosomes. You can make $15,000 a month. Like it's genuine. Like with 12 months, same offer, same structure, same thing. I'm not gonna stop. You can do it if you give yourself 12. And that's what's like so reassuring because I've seen it so many times. Is if you look back at like Rockefeller's time, like as quick as communication spread, it was so much harder. You had to write somebody in a letter. Like if you know you break up with a girl, like you're probably literally never going to see that person ever again unless you live across the street. Like you're never going to see them, see their life, hear about them, anything. Like Michael, I think this is Michael and his wife's plate as well. Yeah, your plate's up here as well. That looks sick. Damn. You guys gotta pull up to the next Scale Info event. I don't know what you're eating tonight behind your phone or behind your computer, but it's not this. I appreciate all you guys for being here. I love you guys. Like this is everything to me. Like this is my livelihood. I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you have a blast this weekend. I hope you learn a lot. I hope it's worth it. I hope you come to the next ones. And I care about all you guys. So thank you guys for being here. It means a lot. 100%. Yeah, we got to do it.
I was waiting.
We got to do it. We got to do it. Yeah, it's hot, right? It's hot. Get her in the circle. Heavenly Father, thank you for this dinner. Thank you. We can all come together and just fellowship and just enjoy this food that you've blessed for us. And chef's kiss to the chefs that made it for us. And I thank you for all the blessings that you've given me, that you've given all of my clients, that we can just come here, that we can learn, that we can build relationships with each other, that we can continue to push our desires for our future further, and that we can, I pray that you just remind us of what matters most, which is you and your son, Jesus Christ, and that is the example that we're supposed to live by. I pray that you bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies, and in Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Let's go.
I will not grab the air.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, bro. So good.
We got all these people over here. Every single person at this table is eating goddamn cake. Every single person. You know who's not eating cake because we're locked in? This guy. Even him. I'm
eating cake, bro. I'm slipping.
Everyone's eating cake except me. You know what I got? A goddamn salad.
That was scary, wasn't it?
Bro, that shit was tough. Yes!
tough as hell though, I ain't gonna lie. This shit like a race car, no bullshit. Oh shit! Oh my fucking god! Yo, what the fuck? That shit dead ass like a roller coaster.
Holy shit! Holy shit! God damn!
We got pretty sideways.
Oh my gosh, bro! Holy shit! Where's the seatbelt in this bitch, bro?
I hate that guy. He has a fucking Supreme muffler, and it sounds horrible. I want to grab his throat and be like, "Why? Why do you do that?" Guys, day 2. I don't have boxing skills. Day 2, we're headed to Elevation. Everybody's on the way right now. Came home last night, got some good sleep, prepared my presentation. My boy Jared just flew in. Those of you guys who are like deep in like my lore, you know Jared. I'm not even gonna explain, you can just go look. Like my OG, he helped me come up in my OG entrepreneur days, was the only dude there for me when nobody else was. So headed to the gym, gonna meet up with all the people. I was just saying, bro, everyone's like, oh, bro, it must be nice, like you've made it, you have a Ferrari. And I'm like, bro, if I made it, my Ferrari doors would go up, and they don't. Cry asked me last night, I'm sitting in the whip. He's like, doggy, how does it feel to be that guy? I was like, I don't know, I'm still chasing him. It's gonna be like that forever. I'll be 90 years old, they're gonna be like, how does it feel to be that guy? Mr. Stevenson, you built a $100 billion company. You helped so many people, change lives. You fathered 25 children. You had one wife and you loved her endlessly. How does it feel to be that guy? I don't know, I'm still chasing him. We'll see. All seriousness, guys, we're going to get a nice workout. Door is still broken, as you can see. I gotta open it like it's a fucking Ferrari Enzo. But gonna get a nice workout. Event starts at 2. We got Austin Dunham speaking first, Jared, me, then my boy Dre, scaled a $200 million, a company to a $200 million valuation. It's called Link Me. And then tonight we've got a dinner. Tomorrow, best part, we got the craziest yacht I've ever been on in my entire life. Let's jump in the car and let's meet the guys at the gym. Beyblade, let it rip!
I am just too close to love you. There's nothing I can't really say. Holy zoomies, nigga.
You're actually nuts.
And it sucks because literally the whole time my fucking seat is going.
I'm robbing, ski masking. You niggas know that I'm about action. Fish tail with the traction. Fuck a fist fight, nigga, I was blasting. And that motherfucker, we was smashing. Got them BBS's on me, nigga, glad.
I literally studied your shit, notebook out, pen and paper.
Like you do my YouTube videos?
Yes. Took my personal brand from literally 10K a month to like 50, and then really stay on top of it. So like, bro, now it's crazy. But I appreciate
I'm
the
proud of you, bro. Good to meet you, bro. Have a killer workout. All right, just finished a quick little workout. I can't lie, guys. I'm in the worst shape I've been in 3 years. Y'all can see I'm like 210 pounds right now. I still have like size, but as far as like definition and strength and like, I could probably barely bench 315 for 1 right now. So that's definitely got to change. I've never been in a position like this where I pull up on all my clients and all my clients are like mogging me, right? All right, guys, we're pulling up to the event now. First speaker, my boy Austin Dunham is here. Austin's been on YouTube for literally half my life. He's gonna give a really killer presentation. He's a dating coach and has a really cool offer. So we're pulling in now to the house. I'm very excited about this new day, new information. I'm really excited about what's gonna get done today. So let's jump out and let's go say what's up to all the boys. It's like, for me, I could be douchey and stuff like that, like everyone else, but because my aura and my appearance already seems like I feel like I'm trying to act like I'm better than you, I really try to bring it the other side and be like, I'm not better than you at all, I'm just a fucking normal person. I try to really massively throw that so that it evens out. Because people look at me and they think, oh, because you're 21 and you're smart and you have a Ferrari and you're this and this, you probably know that. I wake up every day and I feel like I'm less than, right? I don't feel like, there's some guys that they might wake up and they're like, fuck yeah, I've done this. I feel like because my potential is so high that every single day I'm lacking. And so I try to show and let everyone know, like, yo, like, I walk in a room and I'm also kind of self-conscious. I also want to make people like, hey, I want to be as nice as I can to you. I want to do this. I'm not walking around feeling like I'm just like, I'm the shit. But other people looking in, if you just saw me on the street at Mila, pull up, listen to music, get out of my Ferrari and walk inside, you might be like, oh, that's just like some douchebag guy. So on my content, when I'm sharing my persona, I really try to push that, like, yo, I actually care. I actually want the best for you. I really do not think I'm the shit at all, because I don't. I wake up feeling less than. I just want to help you guys see what I've done. If I tried to double down on the I'm better than you, like Wes Watson shit, it would backfire really hard. Does that make sense?
I just gotta figure out how to, like, I just can't figure out how to display that.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. That makes complete sense. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to actually turning that into content, like, I know I could be being more authentic, showing other sides of myself that I don't.
I think it just comes to the fact that it's like, I mean, if I were you, bro, I would show your physique way more.
Dude, I don't think bro, I told you.
You're big as fuck!
I told you that too, bro.
What are you talking about?
I got crazy body dysmorphia, bro. I'm not gonna
So do we all!
I know, but like, I genuinely feel like my physique is not to be, alright. I'm not gonna like do like some pygmy shit, but that's genuinely why I haven't posted.
Well, I get it, but it's also, it's like you also have to keep in mind, it's like, to the normal person, like that's what I was saying. I don't like posting my car because I know that it's like it's just normal. But the only reason I post is because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that was the number one thing that motivated me. But right now, every single time that I post my car, I feel like I'm trying to be like, look at my car, this is gonna change your life. But I have to keep posting it because I know that helped me. Every single time I saw Wes and Colin post his Urus and this and all these other guys and Iman, I was like, oh, that's so motivating.
So physique, alright.
So there's people that look at your physique. And this is the thing, you're withholding the value. Why? Because you're deciding what's valuable instead of your audience.
Well, I'm kind of like you. Like, I always feel like I'm not. Like, I always feel like there's so much more on the.
But your persona doesn't come off like mine. No one's looking at you and immediately being like, wow, you look like a douchebag. I've been told over and over, people are like, when I first saw you, I thought you were a douchebag.
Right. But displaying that, like, I get what you're saying. I'm just. Displaying all of that in the content is where I'm struggling still. Like,
I mean, you need to be pushing down people's throat because you're very approachable. No one's going to immediately judge you, so you need to have the other side of like, I made tons of money in sales. I coach guys on NOP. I make tons of money. I'm jacked. And I'm a fucking firefighter, and you have your excuse is what? And talking about all of your story, like that needs to be there. There has to be a little, like no man wants to learn from someone who there's not a bit of a call out.
Right.
And the way that you're displaying it, it's way too like, hey, I'm doing my thing, join in if you want it.
Yeah.
I have to do that in my personal content because my immediate front-facing me already seems like fuck you. And so the back end is very like, yo, this is who I actually am. Your front-facing seems like, hey, I'm doing this. So the deeper content needs to be like, yo, fucking listen. Like, I'm serious about this. I used to be this person, now I'm this person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and even I have the same exact problem figuring out what I have to double down on. But that, to lead off what he just said to you, even just being around you for 2 days, like when you come in, you're like a nice, cool dude, but I can feel that you are a fucking dog.
Yeah, I can. When you walked in the room, I could feel the confidence from your habits, not from your mind, from your habits.
Like I'm not even a dialed in dude. Like I flow. Like I like flow state.
Yeah.
I wake up at the same time every day.
Yeah, but like the fact that you told me, it's just like, bro, like if I woke up and I like, because again of my front facing, if I woke up and I made a video and I was like, I'm drinking a coffee and I'm smoking a cigarette, people would be like, wow, this guy's even more douchey. But you told me you literally have done that for 3 years, right? And so it's like, I feel like with you that adds something in that goes with the, I'm a firefighter, I'm super jacked, I have this. It's just like, think about how it serves your audience, right? Like that is one thing. I'm not saying, hey, you're post yourself smoking cigarettes and now you're gonna make money. That's not what I'm saying, right? But it's a part of you that you're hiding all of these little pieces. I know that you kind of go to the gym and flow, but I don't see like the fact that you like, I mean, bro, when it's time to get shit done, you're there to get shit done. And when you're on, needs to show up in your content. Because there's nice me, and then there's me when I'm on. Right. And it's completely different. Right. When I'm in flow, I'm completely fucking different.
Is there anything that you did that helped you like actually start filming every single part of your life? Or like when did you kind of realize, oh shit?
I still struggle. Like there's still things where I'm like, I wish I did this. I'll go home and I'll talk to my parents. It's nice now that I have Drew, just because I felt like such a douchebag. Like if I were to walk in and see my parents after, 4 months and I'm like, hey mom and dad, like taking a video and like hugging them and stuff like this. But it's not that you need a videographer. It's just learning to just like remind yourself that like you have the burden. You have the burden. Remind yourself that you have the burden. Oh, I just learned this thing. My brain just realized this thing. Let me share it immediately. My brain just learned this thing. Let me share it immediately. Because it's like, you got to think about it like this. If you're a Navy SEAL, right, you no longer have like the ability to be like civilian life, right? So if somebody were to, let's say you're in a group of public people and there was like an active shooter, right? You have the skill and the ability to get your family, get out, nobody knows, leave all those people. But in order to be a respected Navy SEAL, your burden is now protect my family, protect all these people, and eliminate the threat. You don't have to do it, but that's what you're called to do. So as a coach, it's like you could take the easier one and be like, yo, I'm already so good at doing this that even though I just got out of work and it's super late and I don't want to track my macros, I'm going to go track my macros and I'm going to go do it without showing anyone. The burden is, hey, this is what's valuable to you. I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to go into the gym. I'm going to talk about this because that's what you're called, because you get compensated for that value that you put in there. No one I hated waking up at 4 and having to make stories and going outside and talking, because I had this weird feeling where I felt so dialed in the morning at 4 in the morning. And I would just feel to myself and all my thoughts were just here and the thoughts would just run. And the second I would open my mouth, I would like break that like barrier of like locked inness that I had with myself. But that was the value to my audience and that was the sacrifice that I was making. I'm going to share what I'm going through. I'm going to share what I'm thinking about instead of just keeping it for myself.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Before I get into this, first question is, who is posting weekly on YouTube right now? By raise of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So with that being said, definitely you'll have a lot to learn throughout this presentation. As John mentioned, I've been posting on YouTube for over 10 years now, every single week without fail. And so throughout this presentation, I'm gonna go through what I've seen over the past 10 years in terms of my own progress and just the landscape overall when it comes to long-form content. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a new sense of motivation to actually start posting long-form content. So today we're gonna discuss the new era of content creation and overall just YouTube growth. So starting off, early years, I was 18 years old. I joined the Air Force ROTC program freshman year in college. And that really set my foundation of fitness. So I started off posting fitness content through joining ROTC, because with ROTC, we can either excel through our grades or through our physical fitness. And so with me, I thought it would be the easiest to excel through my physical fitness. I'm gonna do the most push-ups, I'm gonna do the most pull-ups, I'm gonna run the fastest, etc. Now, through that, I discovered a training style called calisthenics. Has anybody heard of calisthenics? Handstands, one-arm push-ups, one-arm pull-ups, things like that, muscle-ups. That's what I was really good at. And that's what I set, I guess, my new transformation around. I was a skinny guy at first. You could probably tell, but like naturally I'm a skinny guy. So through calisthenics, I was able to build muscle. And then what I started doing was documenting that progress on YouTube. This was back in 2015, by the way. And so I made a transformation video, 4-month transformation video showing my progress, documenting my journey before, after. And that video did kind of well, like 70,000 views, 2015. Adjusted for view inflation, that's like 300,000 views today, you know? So, but I started it purely out of passion. I had no idea that I could make money from content. I had no idea I could start a business from it. I was purely just chasing fame, chasing views, because during that time frame, it was really about how many subscribers you have, how many views you're getting per video. So that's all I really cared about. And I didn't even know real money was possible. Now we take a look, I got some stats here just to show overall the progression of my YouTube journey. So right here, I only had 7,000 subscribers. I might've been posting for 9 months now, once a week. And as you see, you know, my calisthenics trainer equipment, can you scroll down a little bit if possible? So yeah, each video is getting like 1,000 views per week, which at the time I was so happy about, so excited about. And then this is a screenshot where I made my first $1,000 from AdSense, which is essentially how most YouTubers get paid. And say it again. This was 2016 in the middle, yeah. So I was creating like 5-minute home tricep workout video, tutorials, how to do a handstand, things like that. Purely revolved around bodyweight training. I made my first $1,000 and I was still in ROTC at this time. I was a junior. I've already sworn in the Air Force. I got my job to do cyberspace security operations. And fast forward just a little bit, I started making real money, which we're gonna go through my business progression here soon. And then that's when I decided to leave ROTC because I started making more than a colonel, you know? But over here, this picture is the most I've actually have ever made from YouTube AdSense ever. And as you see right there, at this point in time, I now have 780,000 subscribers, with my AdSense being around $7,000, which is cool, but it's nowhere near the amount of money that you can actually make with a proper business model, right? So yeah, we can move on. And so here's my business progression. So I started out doing these $20 workout programs through email. People would just DM me, ask for a workout program. I would charge them $20. This was in 2016. I did that for about 6.
Well, for reference.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did that for about 6 months. And of course the volume got too high. And then I remember watching this guy called Kino Body. You guys might have heard of him. And he had like this warrior shredding program. And I did something that I didn't realize I was doing. It's called funnel hacking, where I went through his funnel, understood everything. And I was like, why don't I create something like this for myself? And so at the time, there's this platform called Teachable. It's very similar to Kajabi. And I launched a course, essentially. It's called the Bodyweight Bodybuilder. And so this program is to teach people how to build muscle through calisthenics, what I've done, essentially what my whole YouTube channel was about. And I launched that when I hit about 200,000 subscribers off YouTube. So throughout this whole entire time, I was just making money off AdSense. I had a few brand deals, affiliate products and whatnot. But once I launched the Bodyweight Bodybuilder and I started promoting it, and I went on Fiverr to do the copywriting and all this. I did everything myself. I had no team at this point in time. I started doing $10,000 to $15,000 months. And I'm 21 at this point in time, living in a small college town. I grew up in parts of Alabama. I went to school in Georgia, similar to John. And so my rent is like $400 a month. I got 4 different roommates. Everything's cheap. So I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm 21 making $10,000 to $15,000 a month. Like, nobody can tell me anything, right? But then 2017 happened. This guy emailed me, which I get these emails every single day now. But he was like, listen, man, I see what you're doing here. I can build this out for you. I'll be the nerd behind the computer. You just keep posting content. Let's do a deal, so on and so forth. And this was back when the ClickFunnels was really, really popular in 2017. And so I brought him on. We end up relaunching the Bodyweight Bodybuilder to 2.0 version with upsells, downsells, ascension funnels, tripwire, lead magnets, etc. And then we relaunched it, and then we made $60,000 in 31 days, which this is the case study video from 7 years ago. And we were only 21 at that point in time. So I went from making $10,000 to $15,000 a month to now seeing $60,000 hit my bank account while I'm a junior in college, which is crazy.
This is still like a low ticket $20 program?
Yeah, this is all low ticket. Yeah, all low ticket, yeah. So our average order value at the time might have been $97 after upsells, downsells, and whatnot. So I just had massive volume through posting YouTube videos for, at this point in time, two and a half years now. And then one last thing. So after that, after the 60K, I kind of coasted in that 30 to 50K range for years. I was super comfortable. I would say from 2017 upwards to like literally 2023, 30 to 50K months, like just chilling. And since it was like low ticket and all I had to do was post content, it was kind of like, I wasn't exposed to like a next level. So to me, I thought that I was doing the best I could. And when you're in these environments, like I just moved to Miami 6 months ago, but before that I was in Orlando, before that I was in Georgia. So when you're in environments in which you're the big fish in a small pond, like you really don't have any sense of motivation to actually grow. Cause to me, like I'm doing the best out of all my peers. Like I'm doing better than their parents, my parents, everybody combined, right? But it wasn't until a few years ago where I decided to really look at my business model and really told myself that I can really take this to the next level. Like imagine if I actually tried, put in effort, what could happen? So up next, this is where I have my breakthrough moment. So I actually switched to a totally whole new YouTube channel. So that was my fitness channel. 2021, I created a second channel, which is my main channel to this day, called Austin Dunham Dating. I created a dating channel. I've always been into creating content based around the things that I'm actually interested in. So I've always been interested, not always, but I was interested in fitness. Now I'm interested in dating dynamics, topics. You guys probably heard of the like red pill space. You know, I was kind of in that space a little bit. And so I started creating, you know, vlogs and different relationship style videos. And I already had the skill set of getting an audience. I knew how to get subscribers. I knew how to get views. But then when I launched, so I switched my business model. I created a high ticket dating offer, which is what I run today. So I went from low ticket to high ticket. But when I launched it, it was like kind of crickets, you know? Like before, I'm used to like $60,000 launches, but now high ticket, we might have made like 8,000 like the first month, which to me, I'm already doing 30 to 50K a month. Like that's nothing, like what's happening here? And then that's when I realized that my audience wasn't actually buyers. Like I built this YouTube channel up with people who enjoyed my personality, who liked watching me, maybe like hearing some of my takes, but they actually weren't like my ICP or my like a qualified buyer, right? And then that's when I had that realization that views actually doesn't equal money in the way that I thought, at least. Because before that, it was all about attention, virality, getting views, going viral. You know, for me, a video flopped if it didn't hit 100,000 views in a week. And then that's when I started meeting people who had way less subscribers than me, way less followers than me, and they're making 3-4 times as much as me. And I'm like, how is this even possible? Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And then that's when I learned that authority, or positioning yourself as the authority, is way better than the virality. And then that's when I started being that influencer, seeking likes from that authority to actually teaching a real transformation for the person that I want to attract towards my business, right? And so alongside with that, I had to kill my ego. This was a huge shift for me. It was so hard. So naturally, whenever you position yourself through authority and you stop caring about the views and you create content that you know will attract the person who needs your help, you know, you go from 50 to 100,000 views per video to like 5 to 10,000 views per video, like not even joking. And so seeing that, like it was tough for sure. You know, people commenting, oh, bro fell off, or like, you know, stuff like that. It hurts your ego, right? But I had to kill my ego because I knew what I was doing was actually going to be beneficial for me in the long run in terms of financially, right? So we can move on. And so I want to show you a comparison here of the two videos. So first, both of these were posted on my dating channel, by the way. So this is the influencer style video, the type of videos that I would make. You know, women rate us 1 through 10, Chad versus Tyrone edition, right? We're out on the streets, women just rating us. It's entertainment based, entertainment driven. But it got a lot of views, you know, high engagement, a lot of comments. But the revenue from this video, and I checked this through AdSense, was $2,056 from almost 1 million views. The shelf life's about a few months. And then over here, the authority-based video, the type of videos I create nowadays, targeting that ICP. So if you're recently divorced and want to start dating again, watch this. Boring video, talking head video, but I'm actually solving a real problem for somebody who would be interested in my offer. Yeah, go ahead.
So the thing that you say with shelf life evergreen, how do you go about making videos where, like the videos that I'm making right now are getting around that view range and making good money, but I find that they are not evergreen, like they're not searchable, I guess. Like how do you go about coming up with stuff like that where it's like recently divorced and want to start dating again that's going to keep pulling views like 6 months from now? Yeah, so when I say evergreen, it's usually through being search engine optimized. So I try to like have the keywords and the tags and whatnot so that if somebody is divorced searching for ways to start dating again, they find my video. That's what I mean by evergreen. Yeah, I know what it means. I just don't know how to do that. Like, what is that?
Yeah, so when you post a video, there's tags in which you can like categorize the video a little bit. So I'll say like dating help, divorce, dating after a divorce. Okay. I'll put stuff like that.
Okay. And that helps with SEO because my shit gets like no SEO views, but I can pull good views from like the homepage and stuff.
Yeah, nowadays, I'm not gonna lie, so YouTube is a search engine. In fact, it's the second largest search engine next to Google. And so SEO is important, but nowadays most views do come from suggested and homepage. Yeah. You know, but it doesn't hurt to like do a little bit of SEO at the same time. Yeah.
I would also jump in just for this for a point with Jared teaching more hardcore B2B systems based and like Meta's constantly updating their algorithm and their things that work. So it's like if you look at what Austin's teaching, I mean like the dating game probably changes all the time, but like are a woman's hormones and emotions and what she's attracted to, like is that really gonna change over 100 years? Not overly. Yeah. And so it's also like topic based. Like you can watch this video in 10 years and the information's
still relevant.
Yeah, whereas if Jared put out a video 6 months ago and then there's the Andromeda update, it might be completely different. Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough, yeah. So, yeah, that's another element of being evergreen. But if we take a look at the actual video, we're ICP targeting. So for me, through my data and knowing who my highest value client is, meaning who is the client that has paid me the most money while also gotten the best results, it's always the divorce guy. And so I reverse engineer the content strategy to attract that person who is currently in pain. Because especially with B2C offers, usually it's an emotional based offer. So you close people who are in some sort of pain, right? They don't like their body. They hate the way they look. They can't play with their kids. Or for my case, they can't attract a woman in their life. They're in scarcity. They feel lonely, you know, things like that. So I create videos that purposely target people in some sort of emotional pain. So right here, authenticity plus educational value equals real income. So stop optimizing for views and start optimizing for a real transformation.
Say one more time, please.
Yeah, authenticity plus educational value equals real income. Stop optimizing for views and start optimizing for transformation.
Just to on that, I know with the Q&A, I don't want to steal your flow, but I just think this is so valuable for most guys because it's like the way you look at it, you're like, okay, what you said about who pays the most and who can I get the most transformation. And I'm thinking about like almost all of your revenue recently, you would say is coming from like these, from divorce guys, like that's like your highest ticket best client.
Yeah.
So if you're in fitness, if you're in dating, if you're in personal development, anything, think about like that's automatically qualified. Because if a dude's been divorced, I mean, a woman might have taken money from him, but he probably has money. He had to have a family. There had to have been some type of assets, and then the pain is so much higher because like something was ripped away from him, and so people are searching and they're scouring for that long form information. Like, how can I solve this problem? So I challenge you guys to think like, what do I have that immediately brings in somebody that has money, somebody that is in a massive amount of pain, somebody that's looking for information, and they're not looking for a soft solution. They're looking for like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Because a divorced man going back to YouTube to see how to get a woman, like that's a hardcore solution. But that's why Austin makes so much money.
Yeah, that's a fire ICP.
Yeah. Yeah, so just going deeper into the influencer versus authority, right here. Actually, before I get into this, can anybody name me, you can scroll down more. Can anybody name me somebody who's a fitness influencer?
Ashton Hall.
Who? Ashton Hall? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Ashton Hall, yeah, definitely an influencer.
Simeon Panda.
Simeon Panda, yep. Togi, yeah. Shelby Sapp's girlfriend, Alex. Yeah. Versus who would be an authority in the fitness space? Not necessarily.
Carter has switched, right? Like more like.
I want to say Brandon's like an authority in the like fitness space per se. His brand is kind of based around different things. I would say Jeff Nippard.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Nippard. Train Bloom. If you guys seen his content on IG. So the influencer, they're going to chase virality, trending topics, create content about themselves. Usually in the fitness space, this is usually, posing and flexing and whatnot with no sort of value behind it. They're usually a sense of like a source of inspiration towards their audience. Short shelf life and constant hustle. I kid you not, being an influencer is way more difficult than being an authority. Like the amount of content you have to create and the ideas you have to come up with is way more difficult. Leads with entertainment, paid off brand deals, and attention. So for example, like Ashton Hall, like he's doing amazing obviously, but he's purely being paid off the attention that he's gathering. And so the thing about being an influencer is that there's waves and flows. 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're not, right? And so versus with the authority, you optimize more so for revenue per view. So you think about for each view I'm getting on each piece of content, like how much money is this actually bringing me, especially with long form. You solve problems for very specific people. You have an evergreen long form content strategy that compounds over time. Your audience sees you as a trusted guide towards whatever niche or problem that you're solving, and you know exactly who you're speaking to, all right? I'm sure probably most of you guys have your ICP dialed in, who you want to speak to, but if you don't, like that's a non-negotiable when it comes to creating authority content. So going deeper into this, the 4 rules of authority. Number 1, you teach systems, not tips. I think John has mentioned this too, but like with fitness content, you never want to create content like here are 3 tips to lose weight, or here are 5 hacks. Like that's a commodity now. That worked back in like 2017, but more so now it's about teaching like systems, mechanisms, your actual mindset towards things, how you implement it, right? Because people don't pay for information, they pay for organized systems that guarantee results, AKA a transformation. Now, alongside with that, you're going to build proof into every message. You want to show the receipts, client transformations, personal results, screenshots, numbers. Obviously proof eliminates skepticism and accelerates your trust at scale. And then you want to own your niche and stop chasing trends. Trends fade, as I mentioned before. Authority, that compounds over time. Even me right now, most of my clients who come, especially the paid in full ones, I always ask them like, how long you been following me? Almost always it's anywhere between 2 to 5 years. It's never 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month. It's always years. And so that's how I know that the videos that I'm creating now this week are going to convert the client in the next 2 years or 1 year. And yeah, that's a long cycle, but when you think about it at scale and how things compound, it starts to add up over time, especially the longer you stay consistent with stuff. And then a big thing for me that I had to get in my head is that profit is more important than popularity. I hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I had the status, which does help in some cases. It's cool, but I think most of us would rather have a bigger bank account than a bigger Instagram following, right? Exactly. So you create content that aligns with solving problems for specific people, as I mentioned before. So I started tracking the link clicks from every YouTube video in terms of which ones actually convert. And I did this test for a while alongside with seeing other people's results too. And I realized that the actual script and content of the video came down to what I call the conversion trifecta. And this is like the heart of all high income content that actually converts. So number one, you must shift their beliefs. You do this by challenging your viewers' assumptions and replace them with a superior perspective that's usually tied to your offer in some type of way. I think John himself is a master at this. If you actually take a look at his long form content, it's nothing but like belief shifts, paradigm shifts constantly, right? And belief change precedes behavior change. So you first have to change your beliefs or their mindsets towards something before you start giving, the practical step-by-step solutions, tips, step 1, step 2, step 3, right? So shifting beliefs is important. And even when I script my long form content, before I actually get into like the true value, I always have a section in there in which I shift beliefs in some type of way.
I feel like that's my biggest struggle is, because I feel like my mindset and everything, I was telling them it's like, I just kind of know, I don't really know how to explain to shift someone's beliefs, and that's my big struggle. Do you have like an example or how you would do that in a certain way?
Yeah, so I see it as having a contrarian viewpoint. So what this means is that what's a common idea that your ICP would believe in, that is false. Okay. And so that might take a little bit of brainstorming. What's an example in the fitness space? I don't even know.
I'm gonna go into that too as well. Like basically change people's perception and mindsets. It's like that's basically all mine's about is like how to propagandize mass audiences to make them.
Oh, okay, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, shift beliefs, right? And then number 2, show expertise. This is where the actual value comes into play. You demonstrate your mastery through your frameworks, your unique insights, your lived experience. You make it clear that you've walked the path that you're trying to teach to them. And usually when it comes to actual value, it has to be practical and actionable, meaning that through your free content alone, people can actually see a transformation. And so that tells them, okay, I got a mini result from this free content. Imagine if I paid this dude, what could happen, right? And then also number 3, very important, as I stated before, is deliver proof. Show your client results or just show your own personal transformation. Back in my fitness days, I get tons of sales literally off just posting my own transformation, before, after, or like a video transformation of some sort, tie it back to like my own course or program. And, screenshots show raw numbers. And once again, the evidence eliminates objections instantly. So every long form script that you create, you need to ensure that it hits all these 3 points. It shifts beliefs, it shows expertise, and it delivers proof in some type of way. And if you master these 3 elements, your content becomes a conversion machine that works while you sleep, literally. So if we look at here, like these are clients who book calls for my YouTube video. Like we have them calls booked at 2:56 a.m., 9:35. This one's at 1:22 a.m. Like all in the same day. It's like nonstop. It's 24/7.
2:56 a.m. was lay down, bro. 3 a.m. About his divorce wife.
Yeah, he's in pain, man. All right, we can move on. And this is just more proof. I spent $0 on ads. I've tried it. Maybe I'm just bad at it. I likely am. But through all organic, September 10th, we had our first $20,000 day. I didn't even know that was possible in like a dating space. I thought I had to go up like a higher level of leverage to hit those numbers. But, through implementing the systems that I started implementing, we had our first 20K day. And even here, our offer is 4.5 right now. Sometimes 4, depends. But as you see right here, we got, people paying within a time frame of 6 p.m. to 8, like 2 hours, made 8K, all through YouTube. And then we have 2 closers right now too, by the way. It's high ticket. Are you good? And so here's some more sauce for you guys, because I'm sure you guys are understanding everything, but the actual implementation of it can be a little confusing and difficult. So here's something called the highest converting title formats. And this actually didn't come from myself. This came from another YouTube coach by the name of Ed Lawrence. And, you know, I pay attention to everything. So he just released this thing in which they've tested hundreds of thousands of link clicks that actually book calls through YouTube videos. And here's what they found. And I started implementing this for myself too. So number one, listicles attract low intent viewers and it's pretty bad for sales. About 50% of book calls came from that. And I gave examples here for the fitness space. So a listicle might be 10 underrated exercises every man should be doing in 2025. 7 fitness mistakes keeping you small. Beginners do these. Like these are lists. These are what I call like top of funnel videos in which it's still niche related, but it's going to attract a pretty broad audience. So I assume that's probably why it's pretty bad for sales. Now, number 2 is going to be pain first. Strong in certain niches. Example, struggling to build muscle. This is why you're still skinny. Why your chest won't grow no matter how hard you train. Where you're explaining something, but you're leading with that pain first title. Contrarian. This is what I just talked about. So John literally just posted a contrarian title on his YouTube channel yesterday. It's called what was it? Manifestation won't get you your dream life. Yeah. All right, that's like
wow, you watched that from last night?
I saw the title. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's a contrarian title. So he challenges assumptions, and it's pretty great for sales. So example, why training to failure is overrated and what actually works. Meal prep is making you fat. Do this instead. So this is in which somebody has a belief towards something, and you're telling them that is wrong. So for example, like, what do you mean manifestation won't give me my dream life? I was taught that. That's what everybody says, right? So it creates a curiosity gap, and they'll click through there. Now, transformation stories. We all know transformations do fairly well, showing your own transformation, showing your own process, your own journey. This is how I really grew my YouTube channel back in 2016, was through creating transformation videos. But what actually makes the most money is going to be number 5 and 6. And these are like the most important ones. So it's going to be systems and methods, which equated to 40% of actual book calls through links, and outcomes and titles, which equates to 55%. And those were the highest converting. So if we scroll down here, we have some examples of systems and outcomes. So system, the 3-step system I used to build muscle without ever bulking. System, my aesthetic blueprint training method, copy me. Outcome, the exact system to build an aesthetic body in 12 weeks. Outcome, how to lose 10 pounds of fat without counting calories. And so to actually put this in a strategy, I would focus 80% of your content on bottom of the funnel content, AKA 5 and 6, system, methods, and outcome-based titles. And then the 20% could be a combination of like transformation and contrarian, pain first, just kind of test and see what works. But 80% of your content should be 5 and 6 if possible. So I have ideation sessions once a week for about an hour per week. This usually comes down to like scanning the homepage, using a tool called vidIQ, looking at outlier videos, just what's happening in other niches, my niche. And so now I have a huge list of ideas. And so I always pull from that now. But when I sit down and actually create the content calendar, I focus on 80% bottom of the funnel, systems, outcomes, things like that. And then 20% are kind of like just fun, random, a vlog here, or maybe just a storytelling narrative type of video there. And then from there, once I have the idea, that's when I go through the SOP of creating 3 different titles, alongside with ensuring that it has a bit of SEO in it, and it targets the person that I want to attract. And then for thumbnails, it literally comes down to what do I believe is the most clickable. Sometimes I have inspiration, sometimes I don't. I think after creating videos for so long now, I just have an idea automatically what would be a great thumbnail. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, so you post 4 videos a month, like once a week?
2 videos a week, Sunday and Wednesdays.
Okay, so you're planning out 8 videos basically before the beginning of the month?
Yeah.
And are you doing that like all in one day, or is that like, how do you get so many video ideas? I feel like I'm bad at like thinking so far ahead of the future. Are you just doing that all in one day?
Yeah, so remember I ideate once a week regardless. And so I have a list of video ideas. And so when it comes to the first of the month, I just look at that list and I'm like, okay, I haven't talked about this in a minute. Let me put that on there. And then I'll pull from that list, to be honest.
This is what and when I tell you guys, like, the higher you go up, eventually you can script your videos, like once you get to a more cinematic, but in the beginning when you're trying to grow, you want to just make your skill better. But I say this all the time, it's like every single time you have an idea, just go ahead and start extrapolating on that idea. When I say the time between idea and execution, that doesn't mean the video has to be posted and uploaded. That just means when do you actually start writing down that idea, working on it and stuff like that. So like some days you might wake up and have nothing, but if you're in Austin's situation, if you're in my situation, like, all right, I need to make a video today, I have like 100 different notes pages of like reels I've started in the car, at work, at, you know, working out with my family, and I can go through, and then I'll take whatever emotion I'm feeling today and be like, ooh, this one feels good, and I'll do it. But then there's also sometimes where I'll go back to an idea and I'll be like, I don't really like that one as much as I did. But with that, it makes it so much easier. I also have an extension question to clear up for them as well. It's like, you're not in that one day, like scripting every single video, title, thumbnail. You're just kind of being like, I'm gonna post these throughout the month, and then when that piece of content comes, that's when you actually do the work on the piece of content.
Yeah, so in terms of the content calendar, I'm not scripting a video at all. I'm just writing down the idea, maybe a rough thumbnail idea, and then the date. Then I might do that for like an hour, and then I'll come back the next day or a few days later, and I'll refine the titles. I'll create 3, and I'll do that for a few. Then I'll come back the next day. So it's not like all in one day. And then in terms of actually scripting, I don't script word for word. What I recommend you do is I script the intro. I script the intro, and then I bullet point, and then I just kind of riff from the bullet points, you know.
That's what I've always done. Some of my videos, like the video in the car last night, was just random leaving the event, but a lot of what I'll do is just the exact same, like I'll have the intro, I know exactly what I'm gonna say, and then the rest is just kind of like a guideline. So I think that's the biggest thing for you guys, as well as like these guidelines, because you'll realize like some days you're on fire with content, some days you're not, but if you have guidelines for yourself, you can't really wing it. He knows next week what video he's gonna post. It doesn't mean it's fully scripted and written, because his mind might have changed last week on something that he made on the beginning of the month, but he at least still has the framework, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna make my video from this idea bubble. That's the best way to do it. And
yeah.
I think that's really good.
When it comes to converting, when it comes to your descriptions on your videos, is there like a certain framework you follow for calendar conversion specifically?
Yeah, so top of the line of the description is your call to action, alongside with the pin and comment. So
along with what?
Your pinned comment, so pin a comment in the comment section, which is your call to action, and you should ideally really only have like one link in the description, to be honest. Like if you have multiple links in there, you're diverting attention, unless you have like some sort of ascension model. But if you just have one offer to one person, just have that one link in there.
Smart guy.
Yeah. And so with me, I lead with the mechanism, which has been a huge shift too. So we call it the Romeo effect. My program is called Digital Romeo, so I call it the Romeo effect. And so it's the call to action is like, date like a man who has it all, unlock the Romeo effect. Parentheses, link here or something, and then it's just a link right there.
Boys, I'm here with my guy Dre. It's gonna be the last speaker at the event, and then we're going to his family restaurant called Luna. What's the exact location? It's like a little outside of Miami.
69th and Biscayne, called like the Mimo district.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I've invested all the capital up to date, probably around 450K put into it, and all the marketing. And yeah, give my dad a business. You know, he's an employee his whole life, and now, you know, it crushes. So it's important. So it's gonna be the second time that you take your crew there after their mastermind. So yeah.
I mean, bro, good business. We always go back. Like I was saying earlier, I was telling the guys on my story, you know, there's so many people, especially in Miami, that you can have come and speak in an event, but I really only like to have guys that I know I would trust to, like, you know, sell a product, speak to my guys. If any of my guys went to go DM them, I would like trust them to do that. And Dre is one of those guys, like, you know, not one of these guys out here like flexing fake numbers. This dude's probably richer than all the Miami influencers who have much more, but he's, you know, cashed out on a Urus, invested money in his parents' business. Like, this is a real entrepreneur to me, and that's kind of the type of people that we always want to have to the event. So I appreciate it. I'm stoked for this. Let's go.
We're gonna drop a lot of games.
Let's go.
Look. So I was actually born in Uruguay. My mom's from Colombia. My dad's from Uruguay. I moved to Miami when I was 2 years old. My dad always struggled financially growing up, so it was always my motivator, make money, you know, to give back to my dad, which actually tonight where we're going to eat is a restaurant that I did all the funding for all the marketing, put all the capital, put about, $450K to date into the restaurant. And so at 17, I launched my first Instagram business. That was when I started making real money. I always made money from like 9 years old to 17. I was always hustling, selling shoes, reselling tickets to events, throwing my own events. And then at 17, I launched my first Instagram business, which was actually a fitness company. So I was selling workout meal plans, also turned it into an e-commerce store. I was selling ab simulators, pull-up bars, push-up bars, all that stuff. Did about $600,000 in sales with that business. And then I opened up the restaurant with that money from my dad. Once I had seen that I knew how to grow my personal brand, a fitness company, and then a restaurant, all with my marketing strategies, I said I need to launch my agency in 2018 and service thousands of companies around the world. So that's exactly what I did. Today, I have my 8-figure agency, and LinkMe, that's a 9-figure valued company. This is kind of how I always suggest you frame your bio. First line or first 2 lines, you have that authority statement and that elevator pitch, right? You're really putting something that tells exactly what you do, and you're making yourself stand out as much as possible. Have some of your accomplishments, and then a call to action, because if you don't have a call to action, sometimes people don't know what to DM you. So if you just give people a word to DM you, you're gonna get a lot more DMs than if you just leave it up to the people to think of what to say. You see right here how it says my name, but then it says growth and marketing expert. How many of you guys have something else besides your name in that name section here? What do you have? You guys all just have your name? All right. While you're looking for that, I'll tell you what's important about this. Is that if somebody searches growth or marketing, if they have some mutuals with me, even if they don't search up my name, in the search engine on Instagram, it's very likely that my Instagram will come up without them even knowing my name. So you guys want to tell people exactly what you do in that name section, because that's like a glitch that Instagram has, that you can make it so much longer than just a name, right? So you really want to make sure you put, if you're a fitness coach, fitness expert in Miami, or fitness expert for 40-year-olds, right? Whatever it is that you do, you want to make sure you put that in the name section. Did you find it yet?
Yeah, it's Life and Fitness Coach for women who want more.
All right, great. So if people search life or fitness, your name is likely to come up. So great job that you're doing that. So the next thing is, make sure you have a good profile picture that stands out. It's not a group picture or something like that. You can even use some AI background stuff to really make it stand out with color too. You want to make sure that you're following Instagram's limits. So some of those limits are, you don't want to follow 100 people in the span of an hour. You don't want to send 100 DMs in the span of an hour, right? You want to make sure Instagram is very, very precautious with the way you do things, especially nowadays. They have a bunch of AI triggers set up where they'll detect your account as spam, and they can even block your account or even suspend your account. So anytime you're doing certain things on Instagram, whether it's unfollowing people, following people, DMing people, liking, make sure you do it in intervals throughout the day, right? So, 5 per hour, etc., stuff like that. This is a huge thing right here, guys. So how many of you guys have automatic replies set up in your DMs when somebody DMs you or call to action, stuff like that?
For all these people, these are things like that we've talked about.
Okay, but I'm going to bring something even deeper. Even deeper. You guys have it? No. Okay, here's the thing. When you do set it up, because one thing is you hear people say, set it up, and then you mess it up. How can you mess it up? Well, there's a few things. Sometimes you'll message someone and you'll get a response that's like, oh, powered by ManyChat. Some bullshit like that. Huge mistake. Another one that I see happen all the time is you do it through like Meta Business, and then it's like the second somebody messages you, they instantly get some random script that has nothing to do. They didn't even realize it was there. They didn't even know about it. Okay, so you can have these automated replies. You can do it through GHL. So GHL is actually a better alternative than ManyChat because you save a lot more money. It already includes everything. So make sure you guys get GHL. Actually, on my LinkedIn, I have a 30-day free trial if you guys want GHL, if you don't have it, right? So that's another thing. But the biggest thing is the smart delay, because what the smart delay does is by adding a 10-minute smart delay of that automation, people now can actually believe that the person that responded is a real person. So you're not throwing them off, because the second somebody gets a response in the first 30 seconds, you guys have probably got that before, right? It throws you off. You're like, yo, this account is managed by a bot. I'm not even interested, right? And so that ruins the entire sales process. Versus if you respond within the first 10 minutes, and you're not putting a bunch of triggers where it goes off for every little thing. You just have certain ones that it works for. That's going to make a very, very big difference. I'll go on these really quick. So another one is if you're scheduling posts. So do you guys use like schedule calendars, like schedule your post out? Do you guys use that? All right. Do you guys, what do you set it on? You put like 7 p.m.? 9, 12, stuff like that. All right, there's a little glitch. You want to make sure you put it at like 9:08, 9:12, because everyone and their mother is scheduling it right on the hour, right? So all those posts are going out at the same time on the algorithm, so your post isn't being seen as much. So that's a little key difference that'll really go a long way. The other thing is make content about multiple topics. So if you see something that happens, or like anything, right? You're at an NBA game, you have good seats, you know, there's a fight going off. Like, you can literally post a video of the fight. You're one of the first people to put it. You know, there's a chance that that video goes viral, and, you know, it didn't have anything to do with your audience, but you gain a lot of views, followers, comments, people that can garner your audience. So there's something, you know, political that you believe in that has currently happened, current events, right? You make a video right on the spot. When things are trending, that's the easiest way to go viral. So always take advantage of that. So here's another, this is some sauce. So this is actually one of my clients that I just took on in a month, and I've blown it up to like 25K followers all organically with this viral strategy right here. So the first thing that I'm talking about right here is, you know, people use the word, you know, comment the word in the comments. That's not dead. Don't think, oh, I've seen people do that 2 years ago. It doesn't work anymore. It still works like better than anything right now. So keep leveraging that as much as you can. The second one is you want to rate businesses or things that you do. So you guys know who like King Keto is? Okay, he's one of my good friends. We've been friends for a few years, and he actually started doing this strategy. I won't take credit for it, but it's a really good strategy, and my client started doing it as well. He ranks businesses because he buys and sells companies, and it worked really, really well. So take whatever your niche is and do exactly that. So King Keto, if you see his page, he's doing basically where it's like, you know, oh, if you want to eat, you know, on Thanksgiving, you want to eat, you know, macaroni and cheese, like what's a good replacement, you know, and he'll give you something that's like a better option than what to eat, right? So it's basically like food swaps, right? So stuff like that. For him, it's basically, okay, rank medical billing, you know, then rank, you know, a laundromat business, right? And then he's sitting there and he's like, oh, I'll give that one a 7. I recently sold one for $5 million. I like the cash flow aspect, stuff like that. And then people like that model. So it's been going crazy viral just following that. So those are two strategies. You know, you just basically have someone behind the camera and they're basically like asking you an interview question, you know, rank this or swap this, right? Stuff like that is really, really working today. So you guys can take a picture, you know, for your memory, whatever you want to do. I can also send this presentation to you guys as well too. So, okay, so here, this is big. So one of the reasons why John Mark speaks so highly of me, and I also am always down to do anything for him, is this is such a small strategy, but it's so crucial. He's always showing love on my stuff, so I'm always gonna show love on any of his stuff. Like, he's always liking my story, likes my posts, you know, so that goes a long way. You guys may be wondering, like, oh, why am I not getting comments from my friends? Why am I not, you know, getting likes from people that I, you know, do business with or I met recently? And it's like, ask yourself, like, are you liking their stuff? Are you commenting on their stuff? Because people remember that. They remember, okay, when they see a post on their feed, they're gonna remember, yo, last week when I posted, you know, he commented on my stuff. I got to make sure I'm going to comment. And that snowballs and compounds a lot, especially in the early days when you really want to maximize how much engagement you're getting and stuff like that. Do all those little things. Or if you have a team member, you know, assign them to do that even. You know, yo, go like and comment on, you know, a few people's posts every single day, right? That's going to make a big difference. People are going to remember that. And it's an easy way to just snowball, you know, getting more engagement on your stuff. And this works in life as well, right? You always want to show interest in people, not just talk about yourself. Same thing is on social media. The next thing is, you know, here's a quick one. I've seen a lot of people that I give this strategy to, you know, at events like this. They come back and they tell me, wow, this made a big difference, made my views spike up a lot. So one of the people actually is, you know, some guys named like Colin and stuff. They were doing where basically every morning at 5 a.m. they would, you know, put a link to an affiliate of like supplements and stuff like that. And I told them the strategy is you want to basically put it at the end of the day of your story. You don't want to put it in the beginning because Instagram doesn't want you to go to different browsers. So the second that you put a story link as the first story of the day, they're instantly going to bring down the views that you get. So you want to make sure you put a lot of, you know, very good viral, potentially viral stories. And then if you want to add a link, you put it as the last story of the day. You don't want to do that in the beginning. So that's another quick tip that'll definitely help with your story views and stuff like that. Actually, I realized, hold up. You see, I know my slides so well. I wasn't talking about something completely different here. That's actually this slide, okay? But if you realize the first 10 people on your story every day are probably the same people that you actually like and watch their story, right? So what you want to do is you want to swipe all the way to the end of those stories, and those are people that you don't engage with. They're probably not watching your stories either. And Instagram, if you guys know about, you know, the story reply feature where like when you're on someone's story, you know how you can just put like an emoji or something like they put in the middle, right? So you basically go to the end every day, do this, right? And you engage, you just put a clapping emoji or a fire emoji, whatever it is on like, you know, as many stories as you can. And then they're going to respond. They're going to be like, yo, thank you. Or they're going to like your comment. And then Instagram's going to detect that you guys had a conversation. Now they're going to put them at the top of your stories. And these are all little hacks that if you guys do these things, it's like easy systems that you can even give to your team to do these things for you. That's really going to help with the algorithm and just maximizing everything. Versus if you don't do it, right? You know, it's like, you're just missing out on so many things that you could be benefiting by just doing it. So systems, you know, all these guys, all these things in the beginning, you know, you may need to do it yourself right now when you're hustling, but the moment you have some funds to, you know, add an EA to your team or a VA, whatever the case is, you need to be the one that assigns these things, right? You can't expect to hire someone and they know how to do all these things, but you're really going to maximize what you pay someone if you come with these creative ideas of how you can actually leverage and maximize their time most efficiently. So yeah, this slide was basically talking about what I said in the beginning of that one. So you guys can also take a picture of this. You guys probably already know this, but basically when you're doing reels or you're doing a story, you know, make sure you're not putting anything in those red sections. Cause like here you have, you know, the likes, the views, the username. So you can't really see that. You know, if you're doing a story right here is like the send a message button. You know, if you're doing a story again here, people are swiping through, you know, on their thumbs. So they're not really going to be engaging properly on your stuff. So always put it in the green area there. You guys can also, I'm not even going to talk on this too much. You guys can just take a picture, right? This is just stuff you guys can already know. But just on your stories, you don't want to be just spamming 1,000 stories and then people are just falling off after the first 2. You can also wait 24 hours after you do like a story and post the next day. Obviously, posting on your stories is really good. But sometimes if you feel like your views are not doing so good that week or that day, you can also give yourself like a 24-hour break. And then typically IG will perform when you come back onto the platform to give you like a boost of energy and to not lose your motivation to keep posting, right? They want to see you do well as well. So that's also super important. You want to do, you know, Q&As, things that are going to get people engaging, replying, you know, post some milestones, post you doing some cool stuff. Don't just post just to post, right? Like there's a lot of clean videos that you guys can be doing in a house like this, right? This house is very aesthetic, good lighting. You know, take some videos on your camera roll and then put it on your story. You don't need to take it direct, you know, from that story, you know, from the Instagram platform, right? It's going to look a lot cleaner when you do that. And just have, you know, high quality videos, high quality stories that people are going to be pressing on that like button. That's super, super important. This is the crazy strategy that no one takes advantage of. And I promise if you guys start doing this, you can literally make an extra 100,000 in profit just by doing this one strategy. So what you want to do is you want to go to all the big names in your niche, okay? People that you follow, you look up to, they have a big platform. Every time they post, they get a good amount of views. What you're going to do, and again, think, I'm going to tell you you're going to do it, but you can always add a system of having a team member do this so you can make sure that it's done every day without missing. That's when the real results come. So what you do is you turn on their post notifications. So the second that they post, you drop a comment. And guys, I'm sure maybe you've heard somebody explain this, but it's all in the fine details. Somebody can tell you, yo, comment every time somebody posts and be the first one to do it. But what you comment is not a properly executed comment. What that means is that you may be commenting, yo, if you need fitness services, DM me or something like that. No, that doesn't work. With this comment, if you see what I'm doing, I'm saying, thanks for the motivation, Grant. I've scaled to over 20 million plus in sales. So what this means is that if Grant Cardone sees that comment, he doesn't even think that I'm leeching his audience and I'm promoting my product. He thinks, yo, I'm actually making him look good because I'm saying thank you for motivating me. So I'm making him look good in his comment section. But here's the reverse psychology. When somebody that hasn't done over 20 million plus in sales reads that, what do? They go, they press on my profile, they say, yo, who is this kid? He's done 20 million in sales. Does he have a relationship with Grant? He's saying, thanks for the motivation. I'm gonna go to his page. I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna DM him. And they're bringing eyeballs to your page for free. Now imagine you're doing that on Gary Vee, Patrick Bet-David, all these big guys, and you're doing it every time they post, every single day, consistently, and you have a strategic comment like that, you're changing up their name, you're switching it up, you're even split testing different scripts, see which one got the most likes, whatever it may be, and that instantly brings people to your page, gets you new followers, gets you new DMs, and if you actually, here's the next part, you can get new followers when you do that, but are you DMing them? You're probably not. That's what you need to be doing. Every piece of data that comes on your page, if you have a viral video, don't just be happy that you had a viral video. You're looking at the views, refreshing. No, go to the likes. See anybody that's not following you, that's a high quality profile, they have a story, anything like that, and make sure you're DMing them. You're saying, yo, I saw you checked out my reel, but you didn't follow me. Let's connect. Oh, my bad, I didn't follow you. Boom, they follow you, schedule a call, close. But it's all about how are you maximizing the data that's coming in. Or are you just, letting it fly, celebrating that you got some views? That's where you make the real money. You got to do all these little nitty-gritty stuff because then this free capital that you get without acquisition dollars allows you to go and spend way more money on ads. Take the risk to lose money. Take the risk to spend $30K in a month and only bring back $15K a month. because you made 15K from the free strategies. So now you allow your ads to optimize better, so in the future you can then obviously be profitable on your ads. But all these bootstrapping hacks is really what's going to make the difference in the beginning for you. Here's another quick strategy. So maybe you guys have seen people that, you can get stuff like this on like greenscreenmemes.com or other platforms. So this is actually one of my clients. He basically grabs celebrities, well-known people, and he makes like viral videos within his niche. So what he does, he teaches and recruits solar people. So he basically makes like funny stereotypes in the solar world, leveraging celebrities. So why does this work? Because when somebody is scrolling through the Reels section, if they just see his face talking about a stereotype in the industry, the chances of people stopping and the watch time going up is not going to be as likely as when it's a celebrity, right? Because they don't really look at the username. They look at the face. So they can think, yo, this is a real post by The Rock, or this is a real post by a famous theme page, whatever the case may be. But that's going to allow people to actually stick around and watch. And you can leverage that all day, right? You can post famous people. You can download a viral video and repost it, use it in your hook. No one's coming after you for that stuff. Instagram's really like a open platform, but this really, really works. If you guys do this in your niche, guaranteed it will go way more viral than a simple video of you. Guaranteed. So make sure you do that too. So the next thing as well, is make sure that you're spending about 30 minutes to an hour a day. Again, it can either be you or a team member that you hire, but this is extremely important. You scroll through the Reels tab, you see Reels that are going viral. Anything over 1 million likes is what I typically like to focus on. If you replicate a video with 1 million likes, you're guaranteed to reach the algorithm every single time, reach new people 100% of the time. So make sure, yes, be creative, be authentic. That's what John Mark does best. Leverage what he does, all those strategies of just going and making, content that is going to resonate with people. It has a hook and is authentic, but at the same time, into your content strategy, you should try to be replicating Reels that have already gone viral. If it's a topic that has gone viral, do it. If it's an audio that you see is going viral with certain lifestyle, certain motivation content, grab that video, send it to your editor, say, look, these are my best B-roll stuff, make me a video like this, Or if it's something that you can easily just redo, with a selfie, do it. Or if it's, for example, a video that somebody starts off with a hook and the video went viral, right? So let's say they used a random video that had nothing to do with them in the first 5 seconds, and you saw that when they started talking after that, that video ended up performing. Grab that same 5 seconds that they used, turn it into your own mechanism. You already know that that hook that they grabbed from somewhere on the internet already worked. Leverage that, right? Non-stop. So make sure you guys are definitely doing this. And again, just always taking advantage of current events as well. The next one is trial reels, guys. So when a reel goes viral on your page, you can literally repost it on trial reels or have a team member do it like 5 times, 10 times a day, and you're continuously getting in front of a new audience every time. If you're running ads, you can literally test new hooks on trial reels and see which hook got the most views instead of paying to find out this crucial information. So this is a strategy that, your audience is not seeing it. You're not bombarding your audience with content. It's just getting in front of new people. So this is super easy to leverage and take advantage of. My packages, the way I set it up is I had high ticket packages, okay? So I'll sell, and I'll also have a lot of variety to give people options. So I set up my packages, this might be a little crazy. Some business gurus can say it's crazy, but I literally had packages from 1,500 up to 100K. So if somebody comes and looks at my packages that can afford 100K, they're not going for the 1,500 because that's the only one that I have, right? I want to have every option right there. So whoever's in front of it, they can then choose, oh, I want the 10K. But if I only have 2,500, I'm never going to get a 5K, right? So that's the first thing. The next thing is that every single one of my packages at the end of the 31 days comes with a monthly subscription. It's optional, right? I'm going to tell you, look, there's no commitment, but I'm going to set up an offer so good that if they pay 5K, I can at least keep them on 1,500. Or if it's not 1,500, I can at least keep them on 250. I'm going to have an option for everyone just because I want to keep them on. Because if somebody's paying me 250 for 5 years, that's pretty good money. I'll take that as well, right? It's not a big deal. And it's going to add on to, allow me to hire more people, buy more real estate, buy a car if I want to, invest in things, whatever it is, right? That's what's going to allow you to really have full freedom. When it's not only, okay, I know that, when I spend 20K a month, my business makes 40K a month. No, it's like, oh, I know that if I stop doing anything in my business, I will make 40K a month guaranteed because I've been pushing my monthly subscriptions for a long enough time and they're value driven. So that's always going to be there. So literally since 5 years ago, when I really started making millions of dollars with my agency, I always had it set up where you know, you have a monthly subscription. And so we've never not had monthly subscriptions. You know, we've always had, you know, over 200, 250K plus in monthly subscriptions, not including the new top line that's coming in every month. So that's by far definitely what scaled me to 8 figures and, you know, multiple 8 figures. You know, obviously build a good sales team. That's pretty general. You know, subscriptions, including your offers. We just talked about that. So that's super key. And then high ticket, you know, upsells as well. Right? So, you know, you guys can look at like John Mark, for example, right? He's doing a high ticket offer, but then he's also doing events like this where he's bringing massive value, right? Bringing other people that are providing different information than him, right? Getting you guys in rooms where you guys can all network with people. Getting you guys in an aesthetic house like this. Putting you guys together where you guys can literally make hundreds of thousands of dollars because you're coming up with business ideas together. You're doing collaboration posts or stuff like that, right? So you can do that for yourself. You know, once you start building your brand big enough, you also have, you know, events that you can curate so you can keep bringing value to your audience. And they obviously are paying you for your value, but in reality, what you're paying for, you're getting way more value than what you're paying. And as long as you can do that, you're always gonna be in good hands. The next thing, guys, which is another huge value add as well, is turning your clients into referral machines, okay? And here's another thing that's super detail oriented. It's how you do that. If you tell your clients, look, yo, if you refer me some clients, you get 10%. Here's a custom affiliate link that I'm giving you. Probably not gonna work, okay? But if you tell your clients, all you have to do is put me in a group chat with somebody. Anytime you have somebody interested, all you have to do is put me in a group chat. I'm gonna give you 10% just for putting me in a group chat. So you can go through your contacts today, you can see anyone's name and you can think, oh, I remember they have a parent that may need this service, or they have a younger brother that they may need this service. And you start going through and you start figuring people out. All you have to do is put me in a group chat. I'll send you the call recording so you know exactly what happened and you don't have to do any work. Or you tell them, post a story of some testimonials, you get some leads, you send them to me, right? So you make it where you're not having them go and start a whole new business by being an affiliate. You're just having them take 1 day or 1 hour of their time to put you in a bunch of group chats. A client puts you, imagine if every client that you've sold since the day you started your business put you in a client with 5 to 10 people. Put you in a group chat with 5 to 10 people, right? How much more money would you have today? But it's about, are you doing that or are you just thinking about doing that, right? The second that you execute on doing that and it becomes like a religious thing where it's not like, okay, I'm just gonna do it when I remember to do it, right? It's like, I'm gonna do it every single time. And I'm also gonna train my sales guys to set that up every single time as well, right? That's when you really, you know, when it becomes part of your SOPs, that's when you're really gonna see that extra $1 million that comes just from that. So there's a case study that I'm gonna show you guys. So this guy, okay, so this is good because this is like talking about upsells, this is talking about lifetime, this is talking about everything. So this is actually someone, as you can see right here, he started with my company in 2024. Okay, so it's only been about, you know, a year and a half, right? So he had 106 followers, okay? So this is someone that I'm taking from literally zero, and I'm building him a company, and I'm making him so much money that he has no choice but to continuously pay me forever, right? And so when you do that, and you have structures, right? I could have just been like, okay, bro, look, you joined my $1,000 program. I don't know what else to sell you, you know, go and do your thing. Or I'm gonna give you free value forever. But no, I'm gonna structure continuous services so I can take you to the next level. So at 1,000, yo, I'm gonna consult you and mentor you on going viral. Okay, just less than 1 month later, now you're at 22,000 followers from my viral strategies. Great. Now you're paying me $2,750 to build you a funnel, build you your offer. Then the month after that, you're paying me to start getting you leads on top of your viral content. I'm gonna implement one of our services that we do to go and message all the viral comments, go and message all the comments coming in, go and message all the likers, go and message people that don't even know about you and have never followed you or seen your page. Month after that, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna offer you that. I'm gonna offer you extra coaching. Then I'm gonna put you on 1,000 that you're paying that every single month. Then I'm gonna go ahead and you see every month his followers are growing, everything is growing, he's continuously paying. And there's some payments here that are not even there, but there's someone from 100 followers in just a year and a half, how much money they paid us, right? So that's where you really start to make that, you know, impact in your business where you set it up where you can continuously sell somebody forever. You can't just sell them one time. You know how to set up your company where you will always have value to give them. Then here he's making sales, you know, literally while sleeping, and he's loving the experience. You know, in his first month, we're doubling his revenue. Then he has, you know, an NBA player, Andre Drummond, maybe you guys know him, reaching out, wanting to work with him, all from the viral content that we're developing. So obviously he's gonna pay me forever because I'm changing his life from scratch, literally, right? So Here's a strategy I actually used that boy John Mark in this. So these are some additional, this is actually one of the last slides, guys. So these are some additional strategies that not many people are talking about. So I wanted to make sure you guys aren't missing out on these, even if they seem pretty simple. So there's 3 that we're going to be going over here. The first one is now Instagram has a new feature. Some of you guys unfortunately may not have it. 90% of the room probably does, where basically when you go on somebody's Reels tab, they now integrated the feature where you can see their most viewed Reels. Okay, so when you go to all these different creators that you're looking up to, that you're trying to build and learn from their content, you want to make sure that you use this most viewed tab. Okay, that way you can study the Reels that have done the best rather than needing to scroll through and finding and looking through some that only have 20K views and etc. Right? So this is going to allow you, when you take those 30 minutes or 1 hour a day to study the market, it's going to allow a much easier experience. So make sure you guys are doing this consistently. You're taking these videos, you're figuring out ways how you can recreate them in your own way. And there's another key thing. The next key thing right here is, tell me, guys, who here knows about this? Because there's 2 questions. Who knows about this filter stuff in IG? You've seen it before? Never seen it? Who uses it? No one here? Okay. When you start going viral, start leveraging John Mark's strategies or my strategies that maybe you learned today, right? You're going to start having a lot of DMs. Or if you start running ads, you're going to start having a lot of DMs. And this is actually a way where you can filter out your DMs. So I'm going to go step by step to show you each one. The first one is unread. So what happens? You're talking to a lot of people, you're doing a lot of outreach, people are coming in. You want to use this unread filter to find all the people over the last 30 days that you haven't answered back. So you go to unread, you go through them, and you'll see, wow, 1 week ago, this person messaged me back, I didn't even get back to him. Boom, an easier way. You're not going to sit there and scroll through all your conversations. You're going to use the unread filter. Unread means you haven't opened it. Unanswered means that you opened it and you didn't respond. So if you opened it, it wouldn't show in your unread filter. If you opened it and you didn't respond, it will be in your unanswered filter. So you want to use that. The rest of these are for you to create your own definition of what they are. So if you say, oh, I don't have an e-commerce business, how am I going to put ordered or paid or shipped? How am I going to leverage that? That's a silly answer. Because the truth is, you can make your own definitions within the SOPs in your company for whatever these mean. So basically in my company, LinkMe, when we create a profile for somebody, we're in the process of creating one, we'll put their account and flag it on ordered, which means we've sent it to the team to make a profile. When we send it to them, we've already sent their link in bio. We put it in shipped. So now we know everyone in shipped, we can follow up with people that have already received their profile. If they add it to their bio, we put it in paid. So now I know these are all people that have it in their link in bio. So when I want to go to the users and offer them a brand deal, or this company is looking to pay X amount, and I want to go to all the people that I already have in their bio, I go to this. So you create what these mean. You realize how those aren't actually shipping terms, right? But you decide, okay, in my business, ship means this. I'm going to put people that showed some type of interest but didn't pay and ship. I'm going to put my clients that did pay through the DMs and paid, right? And you start creating how you leverage these, but this is how you actually start to organize your DMs and can handle scale, right? So this is a very, very important key one. Now, who knows about saved replies right in the DMs when you're talking to people in the DMs? Okay, 2 people. Anyone else? All right. Saved replies is this. You guys have all had conversations in the DMs with potential clients, right? Can you all agree that you've probably had to type out things that were very, very similar a lot of times? So like they're like, oh, tell me more about what you do. And you're like, okay, here's what I do. And like you're always retyping that continuously. Okay? If you go to your DMs, you're going to see these 3 little dots or a plus button. Okay? The plus button, you can literally start to, again, add whatever you want as the title. So one is like, okay, this is my intro message. The other one is, when they ask me, what do I do? And you just title it, what do I do? And then you put the exact most perfect scripts of the way you typically answer those questions right there. So when you have that person that you need to go answer their question, where's my phone? I'll show you guys right now. You don't need to go and ask them again, right? You don't need to go and, you don't need to go and retype it again. You literally will just go to it. Okay, so here's an example, right? So look, this person, they respond to a message, okay? This one that you see right here, how we can offer you, we also have an automation for this, but if we ever have an issue with the automation for this, we come right here where it says save replies. And that exact same one, I can come right here and I can go like this and I have that exact same response right there. You see how much more efficient that is than me having to remember and typing it out every single time? But it's these little things which you guys may say, oh, that's not really $1 million worth of game. But it's like it is, because what's your most valuable asset? Your time. So if you can set up these SOPs and you never have to repeat yourself all the time, that's when you're really going to be able to scale your business and onboard as many clients as possible. The other thing is, how many times are you repeating, this isn't even on the slide, but how many times are you repeating things to team members that you bring in or clients that you bring in? In this case, you want to make a Loom video. If you catch yourself where every time you onboard a team member, you got to re-explain and do a 1-hour call saying the same thing, make a Loom video explaining that same thing. So when you do have to do an intro call, now the intro call is 7 minutes. Because they needed to watch that 30-minute Loom video before the call. Or if you have affiliates that you want to make, clients, you have a 30-minute video. Here are the best ways on how to do it. Not having to sit around, oh, jump on a call, schedule on my calendar for 1 p.m. These are the things that are going to take you to the next level. When you automate everything in your business to the maximum capacity, you have systems for every little thing. So guys, like I said, this is the last slide. So now let's do some Q&A. You guys got value from this? This was good? All right. I appreciate y'all boys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, guys. So we just finished up the last speaker for day 2. Today's Saturday. And everyone's like telling me, man, that's so valuable. This is sick, bro. This is such a great investment. But just wait. Because sometimes a lot of the value seeps in between the cracks. I'm going to speak tomorrow, and a lot of just the side-to-side conversations where, you know, let's say I'm at an event and I'm talking with Simon, or I'm talking with Jared, or one of the guys, you know, Nick or Michael is talking with one of the other guys. That's where a ton of the value is created. And like, for example, everybody paid $5K to be here. Idris closed a $5K deal yesterday. It's crazy how that money flows. Maybe he would have closed it if he wasn't here, but it's crazy how that money always flows back to you once you invest it. But tomorrow, we have an insane day on the craziest yacht that I've ever been on. Most of these guys have never even been on a yacht. It's a 2025. I dropped like 10 racks on it. We're gonna have an absolute blast. The content is gonna be insane. And again, we're just getting started. This is our 3rd mastermind, our 2nd in Miami. We're gonna keep doing these every single 3 months, every quarter. We're gonna try and continue to deliver more value, have better speakers, better events, better things to do. I can't wait to see you guys at the next one. But do not go away. Tune into the rest of the vlog because there's still more value to be seen. Let's go. All right, boys, I just spoke way too long like I always do. We just had a nice little session. We got Drewski's little beam down there and the Rari. We're headed to the... No black. We're headed to the yacht right now. The big baller, big shit. The work is done. Now it's time for the play. Let's go. Guys, so we're here. We're on the boat. I think it's called a Wally. It's 2025. It's really nice. Everybody's here. This good? How you doing? How you doing? How is this? Is this good? This is when you can drink with your clients, talking about business. We put in a good weekend of work, and now we're partying for a reason. Boys, we're on the yacht. We're on the Wally. I'm excited, bro. This is when, like, if I drink any other time, I feel bad about myself. I don't really like doing it. I don't have a good time. I just think, damn, I should be at home working. But I'm literally with the people that I love and I care about the most. My brother Jared. All of my clients are here. All of my clients are here. My business partners here. It's like, this is when it's like worth it because we've had an amazing event. We've worked hard. We've communicated. We've gotten a bunch of, you know, information. We've all progressed, right? But then it's like, the only reason I don't like drinking is because I don't feel like I'm doing something that's building towards my goals. And I'm not one to enjoy or celebrate unless I've done something massive. You know, it's a very rare occasion, but this is like, we just finished a successful event. Most of the people here haven't even been on a yacht. Spent 10 G's on this fucking, I mean, look at this thing, bro. Like, come on, right? Super sick. My brother Cry is here. It's time! He's about to close a sales call. Like, this is the life. When you invest in education, when you continue to push yourself, when you continue to make sure that the future that you want for yourself has to happen. You have to make failure impossible. And when you do the effort and when you do the right inputs every single solitary day, and I say this, if you will sacrifice in the present for yourself in the future, there is no shot that your success isn't guaranteed. So we're out here, we're enjoying the fruits of our labor, we're gonna have a wonderful night. Let's fucking go!
Welcome to 100X! Listen, man, at this point, if you don't want to invest, you're being a fucking dweeb. I stamp it. When it's scary to jump in, look! When it's scary to jump in, you gotta jump in. 6 months ago, brother, I was broke as fuck. I invested my last in John, and it changed my life forever. Over the last 7 months, I made $143,000. $143,000. It used to take me 2 years to make that with my 9 to 5. And now I'm making it doing what I love to do, and I'm fulfilled with doing it, and I'm changing lives, right? I was in the same spot as you. I was scared to invest, brother. Just take the risk. I'm telling you, bro, it'll change your life forever, man. And he really cares, bro. This isn't one of those fitness gurus that you pay him $3K and then you don't hear from him again. No! It's one-on-one, brother. It's not a scam, right? It's time.
My dog. Whatever you feel like is the best. It's like, I don't believe in life. Our goal is just to do what makes us happy. But when it comes to content, the number one thing is like, what do you feel and what are you convicted about that actually works for you? Yeah. The second you start trying to be like, this is maybe what would work for somebody else. I think that this is what people are gonna like. I think this is what people want to see about me. It's not gonna work. Yeah. You have had the craziest transformation. You look like when you're fucking cut up, you look like you're taking steroids. You haven't. Talk about that. What has led you to that mindset? Why do most people take the shortcut? Yeah. Why do most people, if they had a job that you would in, it would take them 30 years and then they would never ever quit because they don't have the mindset that you have. Yeah. What are the components about you that allow you to be like, fuck it, I'm going all in? Yeah. I think if you could make that the main focus, bro, it's over. Okay. Bro, nobody's gonna tell you no. You have so much authority. Yeah. You're not an 18-year-old kid who just hit puberty who has some abs. Yeah. You're like him. Yeah. And once you accept, okay, I have the authority to do this, it's there. But then it's also, you gotta combine that with reps. Yeah. Yeah. You already have everything you need. Yeah. You just need to now go and show it to your audience. You have to follow, people engage with your shit. Your engagement's crazy. Yeah. You just need to show up more, because you'll post a video and I'll see, and you'll post some days you'll post 3 stories, 4 stories. Yeah. You need to every time you have a thought, stop discrediting that thought and be like, oh, it's not good enough. Yeah, bro, it is good. If your brain conceives it, you need to post it. Not even in a cocky way, like I know it all, but it's like the little thoughts that you have that you don't think are that important, that's what other people are currently thinking, and makes them be like, holy fuck, Michael understands me. And that's it. So you're shooting yourself in the foot every time that you're like, this isn't good enough, I need to do better, no, you're already there. And I wouldn't tell this to everybody, but you're already there. You just need to now document the in-between in every single moment that you have a thought, you have an emotion. Not saying you should have, but even me, if I was in your position, I would have made 3 videos here already. Yeah. I wouldn't even try to force it and be like, I'm out on a yacht in Miami. Whatever thoughts were coming to your mind during the mastermind, whatever notes maybe you've taken from the mastermind, take one little section, make a video of it, and apply it to yourself right now.
And you said that it's your responsibility, and you're like a Navy SEAL, and that you made the decision, and I made the decision when I quit my job that my responsibility now is to create content to inspire others, and so now it's.
You think Grant Cardone listens to someone else dictate what he needs to do for his business? No. Now, do you think every decision Grant makes is the right decision? Probably not, but he operates as if it's the right decision, and because of that, everyone assimilates and they make it work. So boys, we're just docking again now. We've had a great night. Everyone had a fucking amazing night. It's so nice to just, like I said at the beginning, be with my clients, spend time with them, build relationships, talk. You guys saw I was talking to each individual person about their specific offer, talking about their specific situation, how they can make content to better their brand and continue to put out better videos and make more money. This is really what it's all about. Even me, I was sitting down thinking, I was like, damn, 2.5 years ago, I was sitting in my room in my parents' house, dreaming about this, manifesting this, wanting it all to come together. But the manifestation doesn't work unless your actions are congruent, unless you're putting in the work that's gonna make you become the man that you wanna be. In my head, this already existed. The only thing that needed to change was the way that I lived every single day. I started waking up at 4 a.m. I started sacrificing everything that I wanted in the moment for everything I wanted in the future. And now everything is coming to fruition. I'm able to work my ass off, and then I'm able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And that's really the biggest thing in life. It's like, it doesn't matter if you have a bunch of money if you can't spend it and enjoy it with the people that you care about and the people that you love. And no one wants to spend their entire life not reaching the potential that they were created to actually accomplish. And that's what we're doing here tonight. We've had a wonderful weekend. We've had an amazing event. Knowledge was dropped, money was made, relationships were built, and now it's back to work on Monday. We're gonna do it again in 3 months, and I hope to see you guys there. Let's go.